ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਦਿਸ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਆਫ ਦ ਹਰਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸ਼ੋ। ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸੈਗਮੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਮੁਲਾਕਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਯੂਬੀਸੀ ਤੋਂ ਆਏ ਹੋਏ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਐਗਜ਼ੀਕਟਿਵ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਰ ਆਈਕਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਦੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਕੈਂਡਲ ਹੋ। ਇਹ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਣਗੇ ਕਿ ਆਈਕਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਕੁਝ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਅੱਜ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਐਪਸ ਦਾ ਇਸਤੇਮਾਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਨੂੰ ਠੀਕ ਰੱਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਕੈਂਡਲ ਹੋ ਦਾ। Welcome to the program.
Hi, thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you, welcome.
Yes.
It's been quite many years now since you launched this ICON project. Just tell us for our new viewers and others also as to what all has been done by ICON.
Yeah, thank you very much. ICON, the intercultural online health network. The idea is to how to support our community members, especially multicultural community members, in understanding how to prevent chronic disease and also manage chronic diseases like diabetes, heart attack, blood pressure. Many of those conditions affect many of us. And how do we best use the information that's available for our multicultural communities? I think we got a very good health system in British Columbia. But sometimes for South Asian community members, it may be tougher to find the right type of information for them. And so what we hope to do as UBC Faculty of Medicine, as Intercultural Online Health Network, is to, number one, make those information available. Number two is to have public forums to have the discussion so that we can understand the information. And number three is using technologies like mobile phone so that you can have that information 24/7 to help you in living healthier and better.
So it's been how many years since this idea was launched and what has been the response?
Oh, we've been very fortunate. We started in 2007. And since 2010, we have been partnering with the Ministry of Health in British Columbia, and we've been since every year has been increasing that. We've been keeping our data. We have access of over 65,000 individuals in British Columbia in more than once communicating together, and also have forums such as having twice two big forums every year for both Chinese and South Asian communities. And then we're also increasing the number of workshops, and we're also reaching through online health resources.
Wonderful. So you have been able to penetrate the community. As a medical doctor, what do you feel, Dr. Ho, that why is it important in today's world that we ought to know about these things, and especially it's always said prevention is better than cure. So you outreach the people and tell them the benefits of the do's and don'ts. So why do you feel that is now important in today's world?
Yeah, I think there are four reasons why. Number one is that we know that through research, and in fact our moms tell us that if we are involved in taking care of ourselves, then we live healthier lives. And so very importantly, how do we support our health community members, support our individuals to actually live better and understand disease? Very important. Number two is I think technology really bring a lot of great information to our patients. But also there are a lot of other misinformation. So how do we best sift out the right type of information available for the patients? And so I think as a health professionals, I need to learn about how to best partner with my patient, not only to say you have that illness, these are the things to do, but our patients are now looking into the information. I need to help them to know what's the right type of information. And number three is that there are many tools coming down the pike now. There are many apps, for example, available for the patients that can help them live better. The governments, the health system is bringing along a lot of excellent information. Like, right now in British Columbia, every one of us can access our blood tests online. The morning we take the blood test, within 2 or 3 hours, we know our results. We can have access to it. More and more of these tools will be coming in the next few years. How do we support our citizens to do that? And then finally, in British Columbia, very fortunately, we live in a very multicultural community. How do we help each other to not only understand the health system, but understand our cultural context? To say, in our culture, in the culture of South Asians, in the culture of Chinese, how do we best help each other to live better?
Well, that's wonderful. So the response has been tremendous, but as you said, you have a database of over 16,000 people. Now, are there some resources by which they can go back onto some website or some other place where they can get all the information, means they can see it again and again?
Absolutely. So one is our website is iconproject.org.
Okay.
iconproject.org.
Okay.
And so we put all our resources there. So regardless of live forum, we tape our forum so that people can see the recording.
Right.
We also do live webcasting. So
Okay.
in fact, when we have our forum, people can go onto that website, actually look into the forum. If they
Right.
have, because they have other engagement, or because they physically may not be able to leave their home, or they are living in communities other than Vancouver, Surrey,
Right.
they can access those forums. They can ask questions on the forum.
Right.
In addition, we have made available, for example, what are some of the best apps to help in certain things.
Right.
And so we list those type of resources. We also have an online social media forum,
Okay.
so that we actually want to discuss with our participants what their thoughts are, and they can share their tips with
Right.
each other. I think that would be
Oh,
fantastic.
that's wonderful. So now you mentioned about the third aspect, which is the apps.
Yes.
I would like to know, like people, because it's a technologically driven age, everyone has an iPhone, everyone has a technological gadget in their hands. So what are the basic apps which people can utilize for their benefit?
Yes. So there are several really important types of apps out there that would be very helpful. Number one is there are apps that help us track in terms of our nutrition.
Right.
That's a very important type of
Right.
app, so that we can document how much we eat, what type of food we eat, how many calories, the spread of protein, carbohydrates, and fat, for example. That's one area. Second type of app is to track our physical data.
Right.
For example, how long do we sleep? What are our heart rates?
Right.
What are our blood pressure? And what are some of the breathing rates and the amount of oxygen in your blood? So that's the second type of physiologic tracking
Right.
of the app. Number three is mental tracking.
Okay.
And so, for example, what's my mood like? What are some of the things that can help me improve my mood?
Right.
And what are some of the exercises that I can be helped in terms of improving what I'm thinking? And then finally, it's a group of apps that provide you with information. For example, how do you manage emergencies?
Right.
Like if suddenly your loved one had a heart attack, what would you do? What are the 5 important steps that you need to do by yourself? And how do you get help to get your loved one to emergency department to be treated?
Okay.
So information in terms of how to access the health system. So those are 4 really big categories of
Right.
apps. And of course, in addition to the apps themselves, now you can actually attach sensors.
Okay.
So for example, there are a lot of popular watches where
Right.
it actually tracks your heart rate, etc. More and more now, there are other kind of technology, other kind of apps. For example, T-shirts that monitor how fast you breathe.
Oh, wow.
Helmets that monitor how much you have, when you play sports, how much concussion you may get.
Okay.
Footwear to decide whether you're walking in a balanced way or you're losing balances. So in your whole body, a whole bunch of sensors that can now attach to the mobile phone to give you the information that you need.
Wow.
Very exciting world.
Oh, that's becoming more and more exciting.
Absolutely.
Great. So, Dr. Ho, if you can just tell us a few basic apps which people can utilize. Like you have told me the 4 basic, grounds on which they can take benefit. But if briefly you can tell me some basic names for, like you talked about nutrition or physical endurance and all that. Are there any particular apps which you would like to recommend?
Absolutely, yeah. So maybe I know that on March 27th, we're going to have a mental health forum. So
Okay.
this time, ICON, we're going to focus on mental health. So maybe
Okay.
I'll start with a mental health app.
Right.
I'm very proud of this because this is made in BC by Anxiety BC.
Okay.
This is a free app supported by public funding. It's called Mind Shift.
Okay.
Mind Shift.
Okay.
And this app, what it does, it explains about anxiety. One is understanding what's anxiety about.
Right.
When does anxiety from little worry to a abnormal state, to a sickness state? All of us are vulnerable to that. Not
Right.
only a small number of people can have mental health challenges. All of us are vulnerable
Right.
to it. So understanding what is behind anxiety would be important. Number 2, it's name 7 very common situations that put any one of us
Right.
in an anxiety situation. So it discusses about those and discuss about strategies for
Right.
us to decrease our stress.
Okay.
Number 3, it gives us tools to actually relax. For example, breathing
Right.
exercises. Number two, tracking the types of things like how do you think and how do you relax and what are some of the ways that you can relax. So some actual tools for that. And finally, a bit of diary so that we can use the diary to track ourselves to say what's our anxiety level, how do we improve ourselves. Very useful tool, free, completely downloadable right now.
That's wonderful. Let's go for a short break. We'll come back and learn more from you about some other apps which people can take benefit of after this short break.
Absolutely.
So ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਜੋ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਹੋਈ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਕੈਂਡਲ ਹੋ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ 2007 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਈਕਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਨੂੰ ਲਾਂਚ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਅਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਕਾਮਯਾਬ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ। ਓਵਰ 65000 ਲੋਕ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਇਸ ਦਾ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਲੈ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ ਹੈ iconproject.org। ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ ਡਾਕਟਰਸ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਜਾਂ ਮਾਹਰਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਆ ਕੇ ਜੋ ਸੁਜੈਸ਼ਨਸ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ ਗਈਆਂ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਹੁਣ ਐਪਸ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਮਾਨਾ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਡਰਿਵਨ ਵਰਲਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਈਫੋਨਸ ਜਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਫੋਨ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ। ਸੋ ਉਹ ਐਪਸ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਹਾਈ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ 27 ਮਾਰਚ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਮਨਾਉਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਫੋਰਮ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਆ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਇੱਕ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਜਿਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਮੈਂ ਵਿਸਥਾਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਾਂਗਾ। ਪਰ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਐਪਸ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਮਾਈਂਡ ਸ਼ਿਫਟ ਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਐਪ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਾਊਨਲੋਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ। ਇਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਐਂਗਜ਼ਾਈਟੀ ਲੈਵਲ ਹੈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਸੌਣਾ ਹੈ, ਕੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਪਰੇਸ਼ਾਨੀ ਹੈ, ਇਹ ਸਾਰੀ ਮੈਜਰ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ। ਸੋ ਇਸੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਐਪਸ ਨੇ ਇਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਣੇ ਇਸ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ।
ਵੈਨਕੂਵਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਰੀਨ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਤੇ ਸਥਿਤ ਰੀਅਲ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਸੁਪਰ ਸਟੋਰ ਉਹ ਵਨ ਸਟਾਪ ਖਰੀਦਾਰੀ ਦਾ ਹੱਲ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਵੈਰਾਈਟੀ, ਵੈਲਿਊ ਤੇ ਹਰ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀਆਂ ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲਿਟੀਜ਼ ਵਾਜਿਬ ਕੀਮਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਮਿਲਦੀਆਂ ਹਨ। ਸਾਫ਼ ਸੁਥਰੀਆਂ ਹਾਈ ਕੁਆਲਿਟੀ ਤਾਜ਼ੀ ਸਬਜ਼ੀਆਂ, ਫਲ, ਬੇਕਰੀ, ਡੇਅਰੀ, ਰੈਗੂਲਰ ਤੇ ਭਾਰਤੀ ਗਰੋਸਰੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਉਪਲਬਧ ਹੈ। ਆਓ ਤੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਇੱਕੋ ਥਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਘਰ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਦੀ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਲੈ ਜਾਓ। ਹੋਰ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲਈ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ 604-322-3727।
We cater to all your ethnic needs. Thank you for shopping at Superstore on Marine Drive.
Once again, welcome back to the program. ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਥ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਕੈਂਡਲ ਹੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਹਨ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਆਫ ਬ੍ਰਿਟਿਸ਼ ਕੋਲੰਬੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਅਤੇ ਆਈਕਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਦੇ ਐਗਜ਼ੀਕਟਿਵ ਡਾਇਰੈਕਟਰ ਹਨ। ਆਓ ਹੋਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਲੈਣੇ ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਦੀ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਨੂੰ ਬਿਹਤਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। Once again, welcome.
Thank you.
So we were talking before the break about the various apps which can be used, and we talked about Mind Shift. What other apps are easily available which people can take benefit of?
Yeah. So me being an emergency doctor, of course, I care about emergencies. There's a great app coming out from the Canadian Red Cross.
Okay.
It's called First Aid.
Okay.
First Aid. What this app is about is actually giving patients information about managing emergencies.
Okay.
And so, for example, if you go on the app, you'll have a list of emergency conditions. We talked earlier about heart attacks, so heart attacks certainly there, asthma attacks, fainting spells, strokes. So what it does is actually gives a short video of what that patient might look like. But more importantly, discuss about what are some of the specific things that you can do as first aid to help these individuals.
Right.
And number three is, when do you seek emergency help for those situations? So wonderful list of type of conditions that you can do.
Okay.
And there's a bonus. They actually talk about emergency preparedness. For example, do you know the 5 things you need to do to prepare for earthquake? It talks about that.
Okay.
In terms of in your home, what
Right.
do you need to do? When an earthquake comes, what do you need to do?
Okay.
In British Columbia, we need to know about that.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And so great type of information, what type of first aid you need to do, how do you access medical emergencies, and also some of the preparedness for it. So great app, again, a free app from Canadian Red Cross.
Any other apps which can be utilized?
In emergency department, often when people come in, many of them are very healthy,
Right.
but many of them also have pre-existing diseases, and so they may already have 3 or 4 medications. And sometimes if we add another medication, it will become quite complicated. Also, sometimes it's good for me as a health professional to know what medication the patient's taking.
Right.
So there are apps out there to track the medications that you're taking. For example, one of this is called MediSafe.
Okay.
This is one of the applications you can use. What it does is you can add medications, and it divides the day into 4 quadrants.
Okay.
And when you say, oh, I'm prescribing an antibiotic now, so you can pick the antibiotic from the list, and then once picked, it'll tell you, okay, you're going to take 3 times a day, 2 times a day, and it'll put into those 4 quadrants. Right. So you kind of know that in the morning, I need to take this bunch of pills in the noontime, in the afternoon, before bed. But also, when it's time to take the medication, it actually sets an alarm.
Okay.
So it actually vibrates or ring the alarm. So it reminds you it's time to take the pill.
Okay, oh, that's
And the
wonderful.
added bonus is that this, when you look at that pill, it actually programs the same color pills that looks like. So very often a patient said to me, you know, oh, I take a heart pill. I said, well, what's the name? I don't know, but it's this little yellow pill, right? So
Okay.
this will actually tell me exactly, as a health professional, what types of pills. I can see the list,
Right.
but for the individual, he or she can say, well, yeah, that's the yellow pill I'm taking.
Right.
So,
So
it
it
really
helps both.
improves the communication between me and my patients.
Wonderful.
So, great,
and also,
great
as far
app.
as heart rate beating is concerned and heart attacks and all those things, is there any app for that also?
Definitely. That's one of my all-time favorite. In fact, that app has been going on for about 5 years, and I've been recommending it to my patients. I actually prescribe that in the
Right.
emergent department. When people come in the emergent department saying, oh, I feel my heart racing.
Right.
It's sometimes kind of like car mechanic, you know. I bring my car and say, this car makes some funny noise, right?
Right.
And then by the time I get to the car mechanic, that funny noise doesn't happen.
Right.
So same thing with palpitations. So very often in the emergent department, we check the patient, nothing wrong. But I prescribe this app. What it does is actually use the light source of the mobile phone,
Okay.
and by putting a finger on it, that it actually counts your heart rates,
Oh, wow.
but it also do a bit of a small strip of how regular or irregular your heart rate is.
Right.
And those two pieces of information is vital to us.
Absolutely.
To
As a
understand
medical doctor, yeah.
Absolutely. Understanding how fast your heart's going.
Right.
And what is regular or irregular. And also where there's certain irregular pattern to it.
Right.
This tool, free, now downloadable on the internet, called
Right.
Heart Rate.
Heart rate.
Again, heart rates.
Okay.
Again, free that people can use. They don't have to
Okay.
buy a watch.
Right.
They don't have to. All they need to do is have
Just
a phone
download it.
and download it for free.
Wonderful. Technology has its advantages and also, of course, some disadvantages. But definitely, with the passage of time, we are getting more advantages. Thank you very much, Doctor, for being here and letting us know all the benefits which technology can give us. And we are sure on March the 27th, the forum which you are organizing in Surrey
Yes.
will be a grand success as it has been in the past.
Thank you.
Thank you and best wishes for this
Yeah.
initiative.
Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing many of us there. And also on March 27th, we will be talking about this technology. We also have a website, a healthy app on our digem.ubc.ca that lists all the apps that I talked about and more. So those videos
Right.
anyone can access.
Thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much.
ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਕੈਂਡਲ ਹੋ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ 27 ਮਾਰਚ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਫੋਰਮ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਐਪਸ ਦਾ ਜ਼ਿਕਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਦੱਸੀਆਂ ਜਾਣਗੀਆਂ ਪਰ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਇਹ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਅੱਜ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਦੀ ਵੱਧ ਵਰਤੋਂ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਸਹਾਈ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀ ਫ੍ਰੀ ਡਾਊਨਲੋਡ ਐਪਸ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਫੋਨ ਤੇ ਡਾਊਨਲੋਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ ਰੈੱਡ ਕਰਾਸ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਫਸਟ ਏਡ ਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਐਪ ਹੈ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਡਾਊਨਲੋਡ ਕਰੋ ਮੈਡੀਸੇਵ ਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੇਗੀ ਕਿ ਮੈਡੀਸਿਨਸ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਉਸ ਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੂਰਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੰਤਜ਼ਾਮ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੂਰਾ ਲਿਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਚੱਲ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਮੈਡੀਸਿਨ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਦੋਂ ਖਾਧੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਾਕਟਰ ਕੋਲ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੈਨੀਫਿਟ ਹੋਵੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਦਵਾਈਆਂ ਖਾਧੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਹੀ ਇਲਾਜ ਹੋ ਸਕੇ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਕਿ ਹਾਰਟ ਰੇਟ ਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਇੱਕ ਐਪ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਾਊਨਲੋਡ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਫੋਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਲਾਈਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਟਾਰਚ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਉਂਗਲ ਰੱਖ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਹਾਰਟ ਰੇਟ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਜ਼ਰ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ ਸੋ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਹੋਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਐਪਸ ਨੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਡਾਊਨਲੋਡ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਿਹਤ ਦਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਰੱਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਸੋ 27 ਮਾਰਚ ਨੂੰ ਸਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਉਣਾ ਨਾ ਭੁੱਲਣਾ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ ਜੋ ਹੈ ਉੱਥੇ ਦੁਬਾਰਾ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਲੋਕੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਅੱਜ ਡਿਸਾਈਡ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਣਗੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਵੈਬਸਾਈਟ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਸਕਰੀਨ ਤੇ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ